It is right around 7:15 p.m. on Saturday, October 18th, 2025. I just wrapped up a dinner cooking session, and there has been someone behind this wall right here for the last 45, 50 minutes now who has been repeatedly smacking the wall selectively based on certain things that I've done while I've been standing at the stove and certain things that I've tried to eat while I've been going back and forth between my table and the stove. And this person is the same person who's been doing this for 11 years. It's the surveillance expert for the Greenville Group, who also happens to be a psychopath, a sex offender, and a cyber criminal, according to her friend and sponsor, the property manager, Oleg Alexeyev, the pedophile Jasmine Irizarry. Irizarry has an extensive history of contaminating things. She was doing this 19 years ago in 2006 when she was a patient at the Lemuel Shattuck Hospital. It's a psychiatric hospital. And Ms. Irizarry was known to staff, interns such as myself, and presumably other patients as compulsively vomiting on staff and other patients to try to contaminate them with her HIV contaminated body fluids. Irizarry has since graduated to moving into the Greenville Group's Soros-funded, Greenville-sponsored Psycho Circus building complex. I guess this building would include that Psycho Circus, even though Mr. Alexeyev, the criminal Russian slumlord, has informed me that, the 5 Union Ave building is simply for people who work. It's not for the DMH inmate psychiatric patient population that are crammed in large numbers in the building across the street at 191 Green Street in Jamaica Plain. That seems to be a holding pen for sex offender psycho trash who are constantly harassing people in the community and engaging in some very disruptive, aggressive, and often violent behavior out on the street for no reason. Ms. Irizarry is being permitted by Mr. Oleg Alexeyev, the crooked Russian slumlord property manager, to continually access the adjacent units to this one for purposes of surveillance-based stalking, harassment, and physical harm. I purchased this lovely frozen dinner, at the store across the street 2 evenings ago. When you purchase a frozen dinner that is boxed, you have every reason to think that it will be perfectly safe and healthy to eat, right? Look at this. Chicken, corn, mashed potatoes. It is every autumn lover's comfort food dream. I am an autumn lover. I love fall. I love all things autumnal, October, Halloween, pumpkin spice, deliciously spooky Halloween-y movies that aren't too scary. I love all that stuff. And I love the comfort food that is being offered in frozen entree options at the grocery store across the street. As soon as I opened this frozen food dinner this evening, somebody behind this wall started repeatedly slamming and banging things against the wall. They were not showering. There is actually no evident legitimate activity-based, occupancy-related behaviors from behind this wall. It is always very violent, activistic, and harmful, and surveillance-based in nature. And I couldn't figure out why this person, presumably Irizarry, was getting violent against this wall while I was opening up this package, and then I smelled it, and I realized it was contaminated. I have a master's level education in biological sciences and an 18-year career as a master's level research scientist in biotechnology, specifically focusing on the field of tumor biology and angiogenesis. I've had to take dozens of trainings and courses over those 18 years in biohazardous safety, chemical safety, and biohazard containment. I know biohazardous smell and contamination when it is in front of me, and this dinner smelled really bad, but only portions of it smelled bad. So the chicken was fine. It was in this compartment. The corn smelled a little bit weird, so I kind of took what was on the top, threw it out, and then cooked the rest of it, and that was fine. The mashed potatoes were okay, but guess what was contaminated? The chocolate dessert. It stinks so nasty right now. It doesn't even have any kind of a chocolate smell. And as soon as I opened it and started eating it, first of all, I had to spit it out because it tasted horrendously nasty, not like chocolate, like something really disgusting. And the psycho behind this wall started repeatedly slamming and pounding things behind this wall as I was trying to eat the chocolate part. So this raises a lot of questions. Was this frozen dinner contaminated after I brought it back from the store and put it in my fridge? Or was it contaminated while it was still in the store by some of the psycho hate stalking BLM rejects who have nothing else to do and who brag that they are BLM activists? I did note in the video that I made the other day while I was physically at the store that several people were sort of hanging around and loitering in front of the parts of the store where I need to go to get the food that I always buy. This would be milk. Somebody else was loitering in front of the frozen entree section, specifically the frozen entree section that has these Hungry Man dinners. I love the Hungry Man dinners. I don't really go for the lean cuisine. I'm not fat, by the way. I don't have a weight management problem anymore. I did a few years ago, and I managed it. So I think, and this is what I have been directly experiencing in other visits to the store across the street as well, there's always some weirdo or another standing directly in front of the area where I go to buy certain foods, but not others. Because there are surveillance devices in this unit, and it's been 10 years now of all kinds of people that I don't even know that well bragging to me that people can see what I do in here, then they know which food that I buy, and they know which food that I bring home from the store. They know that I go for the milk. They know that I get the Gatorade. They know that I get a specific type of frozen dinner. Then they get their activistic friends to go into the store and deliberately mess with that food. It's really easy to do it if you know what you're doing. Any idiot can fill a syringe full of any kind of contamination that they want. It can be Lysol, it can be spit, it can be cat pee or whatever you want to put into that syringe, and punch a tiny little hole in a frozen entree cardboard box and just inject whatever you want into that frozen entree. And I think that that's what happened here. Okay, I'm just speculating, but this is an informed hypothesis based on multiple other instances of experiencing exactly what I'm experiencing now, where food that I have just recently brought back from the store within the last day or so, and it's usually from the store across the street, is already bad or has suddenly gone bad within the 24 hours that I've had it sitting in my fridge. I really don't think that Irizarry is so talented that she can get into my fridge while I'm down the hall in the common bathroom for a couple of minutes and open up all of my food containers and inject stuff into them. Although, you should never underestimate the speed and swiftness of career criminals who have been experienced in contaminating and stealing things. I mean, pickpockets are so good at stealing things out of people's pant pockets that they reach into your pant pocket and you don't even know that your wallet is gone until your wallet is gone. So criminals are very good, very quick, and very swift at stealing stuff or contaminating stuff when that is obviously what they've had training in doing. My dad's car was hot-wired and stolen out of the parking lot of his condo complex within less than a minute and a half. They stole his car in 90 seconds, even though it was locked, and he had the club on it. So this chocolate that smells so nasty right now, I'm not even going to touch it. I'm not even going to cook it. Has been deliberately contaminated, presumably by the use of a syringe or sharp object punched into the cardboard here. So cardboard, you can punch any kind of a hole in the cardboard if you have a sharp enough needle, tiny little slicing device like a pen knife or something. But I think that this is syringe based. And if that's all you have to do with your life, if you're getting paid and sponsored to hate stalk people who you think are bad because you don't like their ideas, or you don't like the color of their skin, or you don't like their religion, or you don't like their gender, or you think that they owe you favors and then you have the right to get revenge on them, then this is exactly what you will spend most of your time doing, especially if you're a homicidal psychopath like Jasmine Irizarry and a obsessive psychotic sex offender like Jasmine Irizarry. And like Jasmine Irizarry, you brag about getting paid a lot of money by BLM and the Greenville Group, which is pretty much the same thing anyway, to engage in the same exact pattern of stalking, harassment, and surveillance-based harm as you have been verifiably doing for 11 years. So there you go.